All right, guys, welcome to the Challenge conference call. You know, we've got every team on the call. You've all been invited to participate in this call today. We're excited. The year is now a third of the way over. We're done through the end of April. That's 4 months. That's 30%. So hopefully you guys feel like you're doing well and numbers are trending right. And hopefully we've got everything, dialed in, headed for Elite. But what we're going to do on this call today is we have literally, in my eyes, one of the absolute best coaches in the network. I mean, she is a 2-time 15-star diamond coach. She is number 12 in the network currently. Well, and when I say she's 2-time 15-star, she is a paid 2-time 15-star, which is a big deal when you understand how the network works and how you understand how hard it is to keep diamonds. Micah is one of those that just knows how to build this business and is just outstanding with being consistent with it. So, Micah, you've been in the top 10 how many times? Just the one time. And then since then, you've been like number 18 like every year, right? Like
I think we were not like 9 and then 12 and then 20 something and then this year.
Okay. And this year, Micah's number 12 today, but she's on her way up. I have no doubts. Of course, she's got Miss Molly Asplin right behind her at number 14. That's scary. That's scary, Micah. You got Molly chasing you, so you should be worried about that.
I'm not worried. That sounded I just meant like whoever gets up there. It's whatever.
That's right. The thing about Mike is she just does her business, and that's what we like. So that's exciting. So, hey, let's dive in, guys. We're going to spend, probably 30, 40 minutes on this call. Again, you've got a top coach, and, if you've got questions, you can unmute yourselves and ask. I'm going to kick it off with a question. Micah, what I want these guys to understand is just the basics of what you do every day. I mean, kind of what does your daily routine look like? And I think be real. I mean, you've got little kids, your husband works full time, so it's not like you're just all time Beachbody. But talk about what your day looks like. So
do you want to know my day right now?
Sure. And then we can talk about when you got started. That'd be great.
Okay. So my day right now. So I have an 8-year-old, 6-year-old, and 19-month-old. And so this is my typical day. I wake up at 4:25, take my Energize, read scriptures, do some PD, work out with my husband. Then we wake up my daughter.
Hi, baby.
To get ready for school. And we get her off to school. I do my initial challenge group, check-in, social media posts, that type of thing. And then my 2 boys are awake by then. We do whatever.
Yeah.
Then I have a nanny that comes at 8 o'clock, and she's usually here till about like noon or 1. And that's when and I have to do like carpool and stuff like that in that time too, some weeks. But other than that, that's my Beachbody focused business time. And so I'm doing one-on-one calls with my coaches, not one-on-one. I do 2-on-1 pod calls. I'm working my business. I'm doing anything Beachbody. Then my kids get home, and depending on the day, we do whatever you do as a family, do dinner time, do all that. And then the only time I have nighttime stuff is on Tuesday nights. I do mentor calls and a team call once a month. But other than that, my nights are free, and that's about it. I check in at night. I check in like randomly throughout the day just to like get back to messages and stuff. But my focus Beachbody time is from like 8 to 1-ish during the day.
Okay, so then let's dive into what do you do during 8 to 1? Like, what does your social media look like? What's your routine?
So it depends. Mondays and Tuesdays are always mentor calls. So from 9 to about noon, I'm on Zoom calls with my coaches, and they earn time with me. Like my Emeralds, they get pod calls. So they get calls with like 5 or 6 of them at a time. Mm-hmm. And then my diamond and above leaders, they get 2-on-1 calls. And they get 2 calls a month. So that's how I do. Mondays and Tuesdays are lots of calls with my coaches. And then it's me connecting with people, expanding my network, doing all the crap that every coach has to do every single day. And then obviously helping my coaches like in message threads and getting back with them and adding value, going live in my PS page, that type of stuff. That's Mondays and Tuesdays though. Wednesdays through Fridays, I don't have any calls with my PS coaches, and it's more my time, and then I'm scheduling out stuff or planning stuff or like summit stuff, like all the stuff, extra stuff that I have to do gets on those days.
Okay. So getting coaches started. Well, no, let's go before that. Let's talk about where you find, like get into what do you post on social media, and like where are your coaches and where are your challengers coming from? Maybe challengers first and then coaches.
So what I'm posting on social media is just like, is my life. I just share my journey, and I share who I am and what I believe in, and I share my personal growth journey. I just share everything. I share my kids. I share mom life. I don't do anything creative or special. And that's why I connect with a lot of normal people who just want to become better. So like when people are like, you have to have an avatar and you have to know who you're talking to, that is wonderful. But I think so many people get hung up on, my avatar is 23, blonde hair, she's adorable, she has a baby, she wants to be fit. Like they have this painted picture, and then they're like, none of my coaches fit my avatar. And I'm like, that's because that's not what it's supposed to be like. Like my coaches, if you looked at our team, they range from 19 to 55. They're moms, non-moms, LDS, atheist. Like I have everything in between. Yet the thing that we have in common is we want to become better. We want to grow as people. We want to be fulfilled. We want to pour into others and help people. So like that's my avatar. Someone who wants to grow, who wants to serve, who wants to just live like vivaciously. And when I'm talking through my posts, like I'm talking to that person who needs that extra oomph like in their life and needs support and needs help and needs a platform to take their life to the next level. And that's who I'm attracting. So they look different and they're from all aspects of life, but they have that same desire to just live better, you know?
So then talk about how you post that, but how that converts to action or how they become a challenger. Like where's the, are you jab, right hook? I mean, how are you transitioning?
Yeah, a lot of that. A lot of jab, right hook. I post, a lot of objections I'm hearing. I gear posts around those things, so that it's a lot of planted seeds. When people, I do a lot of attraction marketing. I will be the first to say that I have sucked at personally inviting for the first 4 years of my business, and I'm working on it, like getting better at that. But I do a lot of, I'm continually posting like combating objections, getting people over their excuses through my posts, like calling them out and being like, this is the answer type of thing in my posts, so that when they reach out to me or when I promote a challenge group or when I go on my Snapchat or Insta stories and I'm like, I want to work with 5 people who want to be better, who want help, who want this, and I call them out, they've been watching me for like a year, and they know what I'm about, they know what I do, they know how it works, and when they're coming to me, they're like, okay, I'm ready to change. I need your help. I need this. And so I'm finding my people, all over the place. Facebook, my like page, Instagram, Snapchat. The normal Facebook.
Yeah. And are you boosting ads? Are you paying ads? What are you doing? Okay.
I promote, I generally promote like more of a motivational type post and target it hardcore to my target who I want to work with, so that they just get a feel for who I am. They get on my page. I build a relationship and connect with them. And then I also pay to promote a challenge group and the coaching opportunity. And honestly, it's not that those convert all that great. It's not like they're commenting and then they're signing up. But those people, that's like my funnel. So I'm targeting the people I want to connect with. And then I get them on an interest list on Facebook. I connect with them. I build a relationship, and we chat back and forth. And I do the brunt work, but Facebook, I'm paying Facebook to find the people. So I don't have to weed through all the millions of Facebook groups and all that stuff. That's what I'm paying for. I'm not paying for the conversion. I'm paying for finding people that I can connect with, that I can build relationships, that I can invite to the sneak peek, you know what I mean? So that's how I utilize the Facebook ads.
And are you vital process, challenger first, coach second?
Both. I 100% believe that people need to get results. So whether or not they're interested in the challenge group or the coaching opportunity, I am one that I do not sign up a challenger as a coach when they have no interest in coaching. I sign them up as a challenger. We rock the challenge group, then I convert them to coach. But if someone's like, I'm kind of interested in what you do, or I really love fitness, then I'm like, hey dude, you should coach with me, and we can rock both at the same time. You can get in my challenge group. You can be going through the coach training. We can rock it together, and then you can be inviting people to join you while you're on your own journey. So I approach the two completely separate. It's not like, oh, I'm going to get everyone into coaching and then figure out who actually wants to do this and who actually like that. That to me is more of a headache than just challenger, coach, and then converting the challengers.
Yeah. So let's transition off of this. I mean, I think that's really, really good. And I think that covering the fundamentals, I want them to hear that just so that they understand that, hey, there's nothing special. You do what they do, and you know, the ones that are overthinking it, and that's not what you do. You post your life, and that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump into, because this is a group of coaches that are watching, that are pushing for Elite this year, right?
Okay.
We're 4 months into the year, you know, halfway through the 5th month. You know, people should be having, 35, 40 Elite points, you know, probably at a minimum, you know, ramping up to the 135. So let's talk about Elite specifically, and kind of how you know, and maybe think about the first time you went Elite. You know, what were the activities? Did you do anything different? And, you know, what have you changed since then?
I honestly haven't changed anything at all since I started. My biggest focus, obviously Elite is built around recruiting. You have to get new coaches and you have to help them hit Success Club. So everything else happens when you do that. The ATV, the PSPV, obviously the customer that's a new thing. So you need to be getting both challengers and coaches. But I had my coaches, the ones that are pushing for Elite, I had them all share their Elite reports today. And every single one of them, when they're like, what do I need to do? The answer is always recruit more coaches, duplicate Success Club. Like, there's no secret. There's no anything. You have to be building your team. You have to be mentoring your coaches to see the importance of hitting Success Club every single month. And when you do those things, Elite happens. Well, obviously you have to get to 5-star. So you have to be obviously developing your leaders as well. But as far as like the points go, that's it. Like, there's nothing fancy.
Yeah. Well, so we're going to get into there. You're getting questions about converting coaches to Diamond, or how you motivate them to Diamond. But before we go there, talk about this concept of, how did you gain confidence in hitting Success Club, and when did you learn how to, like, that was the priority? And then how do you get your coaches to learn that that's what they need to be doing?
I think just from talking about it, but for me, I didn't even know what the heck Success Club was. I just was helping people the way that I was helping myself. So I was like, I got a challenge pack, so I'm going to help all my people get challenge packs. And then my coach reached out to me and she's like, do you know you're at Success Club 17? And I was like, what? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And she's like, that's not normal. And I was like, you're weird. And I was like, I'm just helping people get in my challenge group. And I honestly had no idea. And so to me, like, there's no other way to help someone. Obviously, we run free groups and whatever, but if someone really wants results, you help them with the challenge pack. It's the full solution. It's everything you need. And so that's how I teach my coaches. This is how you help someone. And that's, I don't know. It's like, I don't really know how to explain that. That's just what we do.
Well, and Mike, I think that the point you're getting at is something that's important for these guys to pick up, which is it's the expectation that's set if you're going to build the business. But, like, there's just no question that that's what your coaches are going to do.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not, like, I have plenty of coaches that don't hit Success Club. Don't get me wrong. But the ones, I make sure the ones who are serious about this, the ones that actually want to grow their business, the ones that actually want to make an impact on others, Success Club is non-negotiable. Like, you have to do the actions it takes to hit this goal. Like, I did a video the other day for my team, and it's on my YouTube if you guys want to watch it. It said, Success Club, what's preventing you from hitting it? And Nikki Johnson in Carl's group shared a poll, or someone posted or something that was like, what's preventing you from hitting Success Club? One, I don't even know what the answers were. Something about fear of inviting or posting, not doing your personal development. What were the other ones? Cozy's here. I don't know. There was other ones. And anyway, so all my coaches started, consistency or something like that. All my coaches started sharing their excuses and their reasons why they don't hit Success Club or why they don't hit Success Club every month. And so then I just jumped on live really quick because I was sick of saying the same freaking thing in the comment thread over and over. And so I'm like, I'm going to jump on here. And I basically just combated all of them and help them see, like, there is no other option. Like, if this is for real for you, like, this has to happen. This is your job. You hit Success Club. You help people. This, you're coaching. This is your job. And just broke it down as to why they were doing this and help the mentality of it all. And I think that Success Club is a mindset thing. You have to set that goal for yourself, because if you don't set I am hitting this no matter freaking what, it's way too easy to slack off. It's way too easy to let a hard month go by and then just pick up the next month. Like, you have to draw the line in the sand and say Success Club or die. And then you will do the actions it takes to be consistent, to do the stuff to hit Success Club. And so helping your coaches see, look, it's not rocket science, but it takes expanding. It takes inviting. It takes connecting. It takes doing. There's a recipe for success. And if you skip the freaking recipe, you're going to end up with a pile of crap and it's not going to work. So just do what I tell you and you'll be successful. That's basically what I tell my coaches. Like, just do your crap. That's our hashtag.
Just do your crap.
Do your crap is our team hashtag. Because there's nothing fancy. It's just doing it.
And that's so true. But okay, so let's bounce into taking new coaches, and you're obviously you're teaching them to hit Success Club if they want to build the business. But how do you get them to Diamond? Like, is there a system? Is there a process? Is there some magical thing you do, or how do you create diamonds?
You know what? So, I need to figure this out. How do I get diamonds? I sponsor enough people. So first, you can't rely on the 5 people that tell you they want to be diamond. You can't rely on them to be your 5 diamonds, okay? So you have to be bringing in enough people to then be filtering through who the people that say they want it are, and then who the people who actually do the stuff that it takes to get what they want. And so you work with your coaches and you give them enough time and energy. And then when you hear their goals, obviously you have to get clear on their goals. And I mentor my coaches in pods. So like I was talking about, so I have a new coach pod. They're in this message thread until they get to Emerald. And then they go to my Emerald to Diamond message thread. And then they're all rallying together and we work together. And I work really closely with my personally sponsored coaches in these message threads every single day. So I'm in contact with my coaches that are building the business, that are plugged in every single day. And so I hear their struggles. I hear their things. I hear what they're going through, and I'm there helping them. And then I have a diamond, a 5-star thread. And then I have my I don't even know what I call it. My 10-star thread or something. It needs to be a superstar thread because that's what they're going for. But that's how I do it. And I don't know. How do I develop diamonds? I don't even know. I just focus on the fundamentals and do the same stuff every single month. Hit Success Club, do sneak peeks, do coaching opportunities to help my team when they're afraid to present the business like we did one last night. I provide a atmosphere where it's safe to invite their people, and then we share coach stories, and then I do the what is coaching call. So I'm doing everything for them, the scary part. And then I'm saying, reach out to the person that got you in here. Let's get started, blah, blah, blah. So that helps them grow their team earlier while they're scared to talk about the business because that's freaky at the beginning. So that helps some people get the ball rolling. They gain some confidence. They see that it's really not so scary to do. And then they can start talking to people more and more. And we do these every single month. So I think having that consistency around providing that for your coaches until they're ready, like lots of my leaders do their own. They don't do it. But lots of my Emerald coaches, they're not doing their own. I can promise you that. So they're all inviting to these team ones that we're doing. And then we keep the group open so that even in between the events, they still have a place to invite people to get information and to get started in between like the live group. So that's how I help them grow when it's scary.
So is this new groups every month or same group continues?
Yeah, we do a new group every month. And we kind of switch it up. Like sometimes we'll do a happy hour where we'll have 6 or 7 different coaches hop on and do like a 5 to 7 minute topic video to explain what coaching is. Last time I just did like a what is coaching call and then did an open Q&A. So we like switch it up because dude, sometimes I'll have the same person get in like 8 different sneak peeks and I'm like, you know all the crap, but every time you want to get in, like, so for those people, I switch it up so they don't get bored. But and you just, I don't know. And then we always share coach stories. And those are honestly the bread and butter. Like people connect with people and just hearing why they're getting started, how it's changed their life, what they love about it, the type of people that are surrounding them, like in the team, like they like to see the team and the atmosphere and the community. And lots of my people will connect with one of my coaches and they'll be like, oh my gosh, her story spoke to me. That is where I'm at. And it just takes that other story to get them to believe that they can actually do it, you know? So I think that's been a huge help in getting people to see the bigger picture and to understand like what it's all about. And we focus a lot, like my what is coaching call. I mean, it's basically, I don't know, really simple. I don't have like a presentation. I don't do anything fancy. It's basically what we focus on as coaches, what it's all about, what we do, personal growth, how you do make money doing it, how it's possible to build a business around this, and then how to get started. Like that's basically what
if you signed me as a coach today, and so you signed me as a coach today, what are my first goals? Like I'm a coach, I've told you I want to build. What is it you're trying to get me to do? Like out of the gate, what are the things you've got me focused on?
Well, I for sure want you to help at least 3 people and get your Shakeology covered.
Okay.
That's like the initial, let's get this done. That doesn't mean that everyone does it though. That's what my goal is. When someone says, I want to do this, I'm like, okay, I want to at least get your Shakeology covered so you can cover your pack. You can get in the positive and get your feet wet a little bit. But it depends on the person. Like if I have someone who's not interested at all in, or not concerned at all with making money and they just need the accountability, I have no coach goals for them whatsoever. I just want to help them rock their challenge and be committed and get results. And so I'm not talking to them about Success Club, or like they're hearing it in the training and things like that if they're coaching.
Yeah.
But I'm not having that conversation like, okay, let's get you this, let's get you that. Where I think that differentiates the year we hit top 10, well, I don't know. I would say I've just learned a lot. I've just learned a lot over the past 4 years, where it's not that I don't push Success Club, because I do, like, it's very important, but I don't let it, I think the year I went for top 10, I let it stress me out, where I was like dragging people and being like, come on, you have to hit Success Club. We need these points and we need this. And it was a lot about that. Whereas now, if someone like doesn't want to do the work, I'm definitely not pulling them along. Like, I'm not, like, that's on them, but it's still very important. I don't know what's going on in my brain.
Well, no, but I like what you said, though. I mean, and I think that's a key takeaway, that as a new coach, my goal isn't Success Club. My goal isn't Emerald. It has nothing to do with rank. I love that what you're pointing out is the only thing that matters to me as a new coach is I just spent $200, and how do I get that money back? And
yeah, totally.
Use that is, hey, help 3 people and let's get your shake covered. And I think a lot of people miss that's, because as a new coach, Emerald and Success Club are like made up words. I don't care. That doesn't mean anything to me. But, hey, you're going to help me get my money back for the products I just purchased. Now all of a sudden that has meaning.
Yeah.
Right. So let's jump in. So the question came up, how many coaches do you recruit a month? And how many coaches does it take you to recruit to find the one diamond?
I don't know. That's hard to say. I'm not a big recruiter. I recruit quality over quantity. And so I'm probably averaging about 8 to 12 coaches a month. And most of those are, like, every once in a while I'll have a discounter in there, but most of those are very interested in the business, like actually doing it. So.
And do you think that's because of how you post on social media? That when people talk to you, it's like, hey, this is what you're looking for, so that's what they're coming to you for?
That, and I don't present the discount. Like, that's where lots of people miss the boat when they're talking to their challengers to convert them. They're like, hey, you can get the discount. No, I'm like, hey, you need to coach with me. You're a rock star. So I don't have the discount conversation with them anymore, where I used to do that because it was safe and it was less scary, but I don't. And so very rarely am I getting anyone that wants just the discount. And I'm not saying they all go balls to the wall when they sign up. Lots of them are like, yeah, I want to coach. That sounds great. Oh my gosh, this is freaky. I can't do it. I'm just going to get the discount. And I'm like, that's fine. Keep rocking the challenge group. And I don't push it on anyone, but they know that coaching is way cooler than just getting the discount.
Well, and Micah, you're the story that I tell all the time, where I was at your retreat and, we were 40 diamonds in the room that day, and we had them go around and introduce themselves. And I swear it was like every fourth one was like, I became a coach because Micah told me I'd be a good coach. And then you go 3 more girls, and the next one would be like, well, yeah, I became a coach because Micah told me to. And it's like, that's why I swear, like, I think 10 of the 40 were like, I became a coach because Micah told me to. And, and I think that's different. But one of the things that we learned was, and maybe talk about this a little bit, that in your challenge groups, you ask people to essentially coach each other in a way that you teach them what it is to be a coach, so that when they come out of it, the word coach isn't scary anymore. So talk about that a little bit.
I mean, so that's something that I've definitely like figured out. And in my challenge group, they were always strictly like, for the first 3 years, it was simple. I was a challenger, just like, I didn't do anything special. I didn't have scheduled posts. I didn't do any like added value. I was simply in there showing up and supporting them. And we were checking in with our workouts and answering questions when someone had a question or whatever. They were basic. And then I was like, okay, I should probably up the ante a little bit on my groups and help them a little bit more. And so then I started where I do a morning post that's like value driven, a recipe, motivational, some information about Shakeology that helps them see the bigger picture and see how good it is. Just something value in the morning. And then at nighttime, we have a check-in that has questions, and they're always different questions. So in those questions, I'm asking them, Like we focus on personal growth too in my challenge group. So lots of them are reading books, or they're at least hearing personal development, and they're at least like getting familiar with those types of things. And I'm giving them videos. And so they're getting bite-sized pieces of why it feels good to listen to this type of stuff and how it helps them mentally. And so I'm giving them bits and pieces of personal growth. I'm having them like go support 5 of the other challengers. Like that's one of the check-ins. So they're supporting each other. I'm having them, sometimes I'll have them post on social media and actually share a bit of their journey or something that they've learned. And so you're just kind of giving them little pieces of what we do every single day. And then when you have that conversation with them and you're like, you would rock this. And they're like, no, I couldn't do it. You're like, you're doing everything I do. This is what I do every single day. And then they're like, oh my gosh, I really am. Maybe I could do this, So it's just those little things. And then I'm showing them, like sometimes I'll post in the challenge group, like my Shakeology check-in, I'll post like a picture of me and my son with my Shakeology checking into the challenge group. And I'm like, checking in with you girls, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, really? That's what she does? Like, that's how it works? So they're just kind of getting little behind the scenes stuff. And then also another thing I do is sometimes in my challenge group check-in, I will be like, shared some of our workout on Snapchat and Insta stories. So I'll refer them to them. And then my Snapchat and Insta stories is like straight behind the scenes sneak peek into coaching. Like basically what I do every day, people see I'm a normal human. This is how I fit it in. This is what I do. These are my kids. This is my life. This is how I make it work. Anyone can freaking do this. And so the more people I can get on there, the more people see that it's possible for anyone to do this. And the right people who feel like, oh, this is something I actually want to do are the ones that will respond and be like, okay, I want to learn more about what this is, So I funnel people there too to get kind of a behind the scenes of how it works.
No, I mean, that's brilliant. The idea that your Instagram and your Snap are, a sneak peek into coaching. I mean, and that's true. And I don't think anybody else looks at it like that. Like, listen, I'm a coach. This is what I do. You want to know what a coach does? Follow me on Instagram. I'll see you watch my life and you'll see what I do as a coach. Mm-hmm. So you're getting asked, and I don't know if you'll know this or not, but maybe you would, your diamonds. Do most of them come through challenge groups as customers first, or do they come as coaches first, people that are committed to the business? And let me expand that to say, if I join you as a coach today, do you still put me in a challenge group?
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, so I would say it's probably about 50-50. Lots of my leaders started as challenge groups. In challenge groups, lots of them started as discount coaches. Lots of them were not interested in doing the business early on. Like lots of my leaders who were early that have grown and developed into my leaders that took a while were challengers first. Lots of my leaders now are interested in the business, but they also get into my challenge group and they get treated as a challenger while they're going through the coach training. So regardless, I treat them the same at the beginning, challenger or coach. They're just also doing the coach training on the side of the challenge group.
Okay. So let's talk just quickly about Elite. They're most of these guys. So the qualification to be in this group at the first of the year was they were all less than a 4-star, having never been Elite before, and then we handpicked them. So these are all coaches who've never achieved Elite. So what would you tell them in this first year, first push? Going now into summer, going into fall, going into the end of the year. What should they be doing, and how do they get it done?
I mean, to me, just from seeing my own coaches who are like trying to get Elite, they're not recruiting enough at all. So like that has to be a focus. You have to be building your team more than you are probably building your team right now. So however you got to do that, whether you're inviting more, whether you're being more intentional with your posts, whether you're having the scary conversations with your challengers, whatever it looks like, you got to do more of it, and you got to grow, and you got to then help, not just get discounters. Oh my gosh, please. You got to help them see that they can actually do this and it's not hard. And then you want to make it simple for your coaches, like the beginning part. So all the stuff that's scary, doing their initial posts on social media, sending out the invites, knowing what to say. I am not a scripty person whatsoever. So I don't provide like all these scripts for my team and I'm like, this is what it looks like. I don't do that. But I will say, Kate, we have a sneak peek. This is what we're doing. This is an example of an invite I'm sending my people. You can tweak it, send it to your people. This is when someone responds that they want information about my challenge group. This is the type of response that I'm sending them. And so they at least have a visual and they're like, oh my gosh, okay, I get it now. This is what I'm going to do. And then you want to kind of like warm them up and get them used to it. And then they can start doing their own stuff and whatever. But it's those initial getting the wheels turning, helping them to have those first conversations, helping them think of those people that could get started with them. All those like baby wins at the beginning are really, really, really important. Big wins, because they either make or break a coach. If a coach is trying for too long with absolutely no success, they're going to quit. So you got to help them get those baby wins, whatever that looks like, early, so that they can stick around long enough to be consistent and develop and grow and all those other things. So as far as what I would do, you have to focus on growing your team, and you have to make it simple somehow for your coaches to hit Success Club. You've got to create a formula, or maybe it's every first and third week, going live in your team page and giving them examples to invite to a group where you're going to be providing the group and they just have to invite to it. Like whatever that looks like for your new coaches, you need to create an environment and an atmosphere and something where it's safe for them to go do, and then not be afraid of, oh, I don't know how to run a challenge group. So if I don't know how to run a challenge group, I'm definitely not inviting anyone. You know what I mean? So that's something that I do with my new coaches is I run my challenge groups quarterly now since BOD All Access. And so I have a quarterly group every 3 months. And when they get into my group, they have through the end of the quarter to still invite their people into my group where I'm running it and they're in there supporting them. And so that's a safe place where they can get going without feeling like, okay, I got to learn everything first before I ever do anything. I provide a place where they have it. They just have to get the people plugged in. And so that's helped a lot of them get going sooner than they would have had they had to have run their own group and learned how to do the app and know what to post and all that stuff that holds people back sometimes.
Okay, so you're getting a question about challenge groups from Kelsey. So do you run them with your coaches, or do you run them just you? And then how do you keep from getting too large? And do you run them through 3 rounds, or how do you run them through the rounds?
So I host my own challenge groups, but all of my newer any of my coaches are always available, like always able to be in my groups, any of them. But my leaders always branch off. Even my emeralds, they start to team up together and run their own. And so early on, it was lots of coaches in there, and they were getting pretty big. And then my leaders started growing, gaining confidence. They do their own with their teams. My emeralds, they started branching off. So the only people that are in my groups now are my new challengers, my old challengers that just stick around and for whatever reason don't want to convert. That's fine. They just stick around and keep rocking it. My new coaches, and then anyone who they invite and are joining us. So for 3 months, like right now, April, my current challenge group will end at the end of June. And right now I think we're at like 175 people, but that doesn't mean that everyone checks in, right? And so, and even lots of those people that are in there were new coaches that have like developed and have branched off since then, are no longer checking into my group. They're doing their own thing. So that's why I reset it every quarter, because I can't just like it's not like an unlimited whatever, like ongoing one. Essentially it is ongoing. Like my people just roll right into the next one that want to stay plugged in. But at that mark where I break it off, the coaches who have developed go and do their own. They team up with coaches that they've been hanging out with in my message threads. So that's why I love the threads, is they get to know each other. They're like, hey, I'm going to start a group on Monday. Does anyone want to team up? And they work together to go do their own. And so it's awesome. So that's how I do my challenge groups. And I just barely started doing that at the beginning of the year, but I really, really, really love it. It's been awesome.
Perfect. So, all right, guys, we got like 3 minutes left. Is last questions. You can unmute yourself. Anything else you want to know? You've got a double 15 star sitting right there. What do you want to know? Anything else? What other questions do you have?
Speechless.
I have a question, Micah.
Yeah.
So are you totally like hardcore with those coaches that, you know, I do, you do, but they don't do? Like, are you hardcore?
Like tough love?
Yeah. You know, like the ones that have been around for like a while, but they want to do it, and you don't want to hold their hand, but you know how they're just want to do it. They keep saying, I mean,
yeah, I'm very honest and open and real with my coaches. So yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I give my coaches some tough love. So if they're talking but they're not doing anything, then I'm like, you're not doing your crap. Like, this is what it takes, and you know what to do, so now go do it. Yeah.
Hashtag do your crap.
Right. But do you like do the one-on-one and tell them?
No, I don't do one-on-ones. That's why that's why I do my pod calls like that, because my leaders who are showing up and consistent and doing stuff, they get 2 calls a month, and they're about a half hour long, and it's 2-on-1. So they get a lot of attention, get all their questions answered. It's very open to, what do you need right now? What do you need from me right now? How can I help you? It's not like I get on and I'm like, okay, I have all this stuff to tell you. It's okay. Where are you at? What are you struggling with? Like, how can I help? And then my Emerald people, it's a little more training, like a little more, okay, here's a game plan. Let's do this month. Let's focus on this area. What are you struggling with? Where are you at? Type of thing. But if they're not at least an Emerald coach, they're not,
yeah,
they're not doing enough. And then even my coaches, I mean, yeah, no one-on-ones if they're just want to complain.
So were you tough love or like this when you were just starting, like when your organization was much smaller? I mean, I know your personality hasn't changed. So
yeah. I mean, I don't really remember. Oh, you know what? I do remember. I was really scared, really apprehensive to like push Success Club, even though I knew that it meant helping 3 people. Hit Success Club so you can help 3 new people. I was really afraid of pushing points and of doing all that stuff, because I know how sensitive some people are about, like, I don't want to go for points. I want to help people. And I'm like, dude, they're the freaking same thing. So I've gotten a lot more transparent as far as like that goes. Like, look, this is what it takes to be successful. I don't care. Call a square, a whatever. Success Club is helping people with Success Club. So hit it, that type of thing. Whereas before I was worried about offending people, and I was worried about like rubbing them the wrong way, and I was worried about them quitting. And now I'm like, I don't care if you quit. If this isn't for you, this isn't for you. I want to work with people who want to change their life. And this is what it takes to change your life. And so I think I've just gotten probably less filtered as I've gone, for sure. I'm just, yeah. So more tough love, but the tough love that comes now is way more from a place of like, I want the best for you. So this is what you need to hear right now, because this is what you need to hear, you know?
So I'll read you the text I got from Micah yesterday. Come on, slacker. All my leaders know where they're at. Where are we? So, yeah. So she's a little more blunt than because we were doing the top elite call-outs, and Micah, you know, when you're number 14, you get called in order. I'm sorry. I mean, if you're up, I'll call you sooner.
I know. That's the plan. Next month, we're moving up.
We know. Kelsey, you had a question. What do you got?
I think I was going to ask you, do you do any sort of like formal new coach training, or do you just do those little pod groups when you get people started?
Yeah. So we have a training site. So we have modules. And so we have a training site where as soon as my getting started process, as soon as my coach signs up, I send them my new coach form, which is just a Google form, and it has some information like a welcome. That would be like my welcome email type information, a welcome. It has a video from me. It has some information right off the bat. Get your website set up. This is are you an active coach? This is what that means. This is the coach relations number. Just like all the fundamental stuff. What is Success Club? What is Emerald? There's like videos introing them to the stuff they're about to dive into in the training. And then the bottom part is about me form. So I'm really figuring out who they are, what they want out of this, what they're spending, what amount of time they're planning on spending, what their reservations are, what could hold them back as a coach that I can suggest like PD books right away that are going to help them. I ask them what their love language is, so I know how I can talk to them and how I can mentor them. I ask them, do you want tough love? Like, I ask them, do you respond well to tough love, constructive criticism, or just like you just need straight support and encouragement? And that's helped a lot, because sometimes when I want to give tough love, I know that they just need straight support and encouragement, and I got to watch my tongue. So that's what they get right off the bat. Then I welcome them to the team pages, and I get them right into the new coach thread and welcome them in there. And then every 2 weeks, so every first and third Monday of the month, I do a 2-week New Coach University challenge. And this is something new that we just started like a couple months ago. And basically, it's a 2-week challenge in the Tracker app where it kind of hand holds them. There's a morning and a night post, and it's walking them through their morning is a game plan, like listen to the National Wake Up Call, do the module 1, day 1 training, connect with 5 people. So it's like very basic hand holding so that they can get their feet wet. Then the nighttime check-in is like, what was your workout? How'd you make your shake? What was your takeaway from PD or whatever? And it's more of like the challenger side check-in. So they're getting both the how do I start coaching, how do I go through the training, and how do I take care of my journey? Because we are finding I was either getting coaches that were plugging into the challenge group and never going to the training site or doing anything with coaching and totally dropping the ball, or they were going all in with trying to learn the coaching crap and they weren't even working out or drinking their shake or sharing their journey. And so I'm like, dude, we got to mesh this. So that's what we've been doing for 2 weeks. And the 2 weeks just really handholds them, gets them familiar with Success Club, gets them familiar with talking to people, with connecting, with building relationships, gets them through the first 2 weeks of the training. And then after that, they plug right into my current challenge group for my challengers, and they go through the training at their own pace for the rest of the modules. And that's how we do it. And then I just keep in touch with them. We have a call after they graduate from the new coach training where I can answer all their questions, help them if they're confused, figure out where their mindset's at. And then they just go right into doing the stuff on their own and being plugged into the message thread and the team page and that stuff. So that's how I get my new coaches started. I don't get on the phone with them right away. I don't do a GSR call right away because I'm not going to waste my time if someone's not going to at least show up on their part first. And so that's what I do, the training, the 2 weeks, and then we get on a Zoom. And it's not even one-on-one. It's a Zoom with all the new coaches.
And does your downline or your PS coaches do the same thing you're teaching? Is this they do what you do?
So lots of my leaders run their own. I open up so I'm running one every 2 weeks, and I always open up my groups to any of my PS coaches who have coaches they also want to add. The last one we ran, since I just started this, I opened it up to our entire downline, anyone that wanted to jump in. And so anyone was available to jump in that one. And it was good, but I might do that like, I don't know, once every couple months, just for people who kind of get like abandoned or have no idea what they're doing. But I strictly do it for my coaches and my PS coaches. And truthfully, probably like I wouldn't care if they opened it up to their PS coaches. If it gets that far and no one else is running one, but I'm going to run one regardless, and it doesn't really change too much, like how many people are in there. But so that's just how I do it. And yeah.
All right. Any final questions? Anybody? I think we're running out of time. No one's popping on. All right, Micah, thank you so much for being on this call.
You bet.
You're killing the business, and I think that there's so many takeaways from what you just shared. So hopefully we got some good notes. This is recorded, guys. I will get it posted to the to each of the individual groups so that we can have it on the team pages. But thank you. Thank you, Micah, so much.
You bet. Have a good day, you guys.
All right, Micah, we'll see you Monday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sounds good.
I'll call you. Bye.
See ya.
Right.